Right, so what I want to do is create this section here. So we've rendered the search bar and the drop down. We just need to tidy it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to create a filter container. So let's do that now and paste in what the final code is. I also need to pass in the number of Pokemon here. And then we just need to import the search bar again. So that is all set. We just need to render and style the filter container. So going into the homepage styles in here, I'm going to create a new constant or a style component of filter container, which is essentially a div. And this div will have a display of flex, flex direction of column, and then the other styles here. So margin 0, auto, align item center. We have a padding of 2 rem all around, a gap of 1 rem, and then the border radius of 20 pixels along with a max width. So whenever the screen size expands, it will only hit the max width of 600 pixels, and then the text align of center. So what we want to do is to import this from the page styles and then save all. And now you can see that has fixed that correctly. I also want to remove this home page in here. This was just a tester to see if the styles were working from style components. So now let's save that. And now you can see they are pretty much matching each other here. And what we want to do now is implement the functionality for the search and the drop down into the grid. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way to do that is when we map the Pokemon card, we need to filter first based on whatever's in the search bar and the drop down. And we have used useState previously. So it's similar to React where we can access React hooks and then whatever the value is for search and whatever the value is for type, we can filter that in. So there's not much of a difference. This is just, Gatsby is just a React framework. So let's go ahead and filter the data out. So first what I want to do is I want to filter out the Pokemon search data. So let's do that. So if there's no type and no search, then we want to return all of the Pokemon. If there is a type but there is no search, then what we want to do is return the Pokemon.types.includes the type. So essentially what that means is if the Pokemon type that we are receiving from the API includes the type coming from the useState up top here, then we want to return that. And then that one is handled. If there is no type but there is a search value, then what we want to do is return Pokemon.name.to lowercase, and then it also includes search.to lowercase. So essentially the API data, which is coming from Pokemon.name, if that is included within the search that we type in, then it returns that. And again, if the type and the search are both filled in, then what we want to do is return the Pokemon.type.includes the type. And what we want to do is do the same check again, which is checking for the name within the search as well. So essentially that is everything there. So if I save, let's just double check that this works. Essentially we have Charmander. What I'm going to do is we have a ghost type of Charmander, which isn't the case. So let's select fire. And now you can see fire is updating. If I delete this, and now we have the characters of Char. So the Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard will return. And if we just did C of fire type, now you can see we have Magcargo, Cyndaquil, and Arcanine. What if I change this to the electric type Pokemon? You can see now it's returning all of the electric type Pokemon that contain the character C. And if I deleted that, and now you can see there's a few more that have turned up. So essentially the functionality for the search bar and the drop down is working correctly. Let's just quickly check another type. So let's check Ghost, which is my favorite type of Pokemon. And you have Gengar here, which is rendering now. So the functionality is working.